Everything makes me crazy. Something has to be a sound. I just can't think of it.
Making a whole documentary based around the topic of sound may seem a little too general. But then if I tell you I'm making a film based off of how sensitive I get when it comes to certain sounds, you may think I'm just being too overdramatic and I need to toughen up. This film is about how sound is so important in our lives and how the smallest ones may be the toughest to overcome. I have often just been told that I'm being too sensitive, but instead of just hanging on to how people define me, I wanted to dig deeper. I can't just be overreacting, and I don't just need to brush off whatever is bothering me. I thought to myself, how can I be the only one who gets so annoyed when it comes to small noises?
I have my least favorite sound. Oh my god.
Like styrofoam rubbing together. That's really bad. Or nails on a chalkboard.
In school. I mean, not necessarily just in school, but like when people like shake their legs, the fabric, I can like hear it rubbing up against things, and it.
There has to be something that can help me out. So I decided to go over to my doctor with hopes that she would be able to help or could try to explain. She was too shy to be on camera, but she told me about one of her favorite and most highly recommended books. It's called A Highly Sensitive Person, and right from the title of the book, I knew it would be some help. I then learned that there was a name for what I was describing. It's called Selective Sound Sensitivity Syndrome, and it is highly common among people. It can be triggered when people hear the sound of chewing, breathing, or any small noises that are most commonly overlooked.
I consider myself a sensitive person, but not specifically to sound.
So I consider myself a sensitive person when it comes to sound. I find that when I'm looking for quiet, then I am a sensitive person. Any other situation, not really.
Not really. I think it's just like anything really high frequency or like high pitched is like kind of annoying, but I guess that's for everyone. Yeah. So not really. Not like unless it's something really squeaky and like.
The book then says that this person will start feeling high levels of nervousness and become very anxious and angry with no idea on how to cope with the noises. While finding this out, I couldn't help to relate more and more. Everything was sounding so familiar, and I was happy that I had finally found a small but very helpful explanation for what I had found so hard to cope with for a while now. So why did I feel the need to make a film about this? I've noticed that over the past year or so, I've become hypersensitive to those small noises that usually don't bother people. Sounds of people chewing.
If you have a problem with chewing and stuff, I think it's fine. Like, it doesn't really bother me.
And smacking their lips.
When people smack their lips.
Or even just common household sounds, like putting the dishes away, have started to make me very irrationally invigorated, and I feel as if I'm going to explode. It makes me feel like I can't control anything, and all of those sounds are totally heightened to a point where I feel as if they're so loud, it's as if they're being blasted off of the speaker. People never really seem to understand where I'm coming from when I get aggravated by them.
And you're walking in snow and your boots are like squeaking against the snow. Makes that.
Yeah. When the subway stops, that's horrible. Like, you know, it's like.
Besides all of like the negative sounds and the sounds that really bother me, there are those sounds that bring me joy, the sounds that make me happy, make me more relaxed.
My favorite sound is like.
My favorite sound would be.
My favorite sound is
Listening to music on a speaker.
The sound of when your hair chopped and it goes like phew. The cicadas in the summer, because they remind me of summer.
is lately the lack of sound. So quiet is my favorite sound. It is the thing that relaxes me the most. It's the thing that I look forward to the most.
The birds outside in the morning, rain on your roof.
Rain on the roof in the morning.
Is the crackling of a bonfire. Shit.
Your cat purring.
My favorite sound is like the sound of laughter, because I think it's funny, and like obviously it's funny, people are laughing for a reason, but like it's just cool to see like how everybody's laugh is so different and like unique to them.
My favorite sound is like someone's genuine laugh. Like I just like, it makes me really happy when they're actually laughing. They don't care how they sound. It makes me laugh too.
There's so many enjoyable noises. It's just those few selective noises that drive me crazy.
I'm only sensitive to my favorite sounds. So, like I was talking about before, quiet, I am very sensitive to that. I like it when it's quiet. I like being in the quiet. So if I have anything that interrupts that, that's when I start to get sensitive.
I don't know if it's gotten like better or worse, but like I feel like now I'm more aware of the sounds than when I was a kid, I guess. Like everything was just kind of new and oh, exciting, but now I'm like, oh, nah, like I can't do that.
Well, I used to be really sensitive, and like my mom had to get me tested because she like couldn't take me to the movies because everything would make me cry. And I was so sensitive to sound. Except now I think I've made myself a little bit deaf because I go to concerts on a regular basis. So yeah, I've what's the word? Like
Grown accustomed.
that one.
I think it changes like you do as you age, you mature, you have different habits. But I think some of your habits will change. So maybe 5 years from now, I will hate the quiet and all I want is sound.
With, I mean, not, I don't know if it's probably has something to do with age, but mostly to do with going to loud things.
I think that over time it does change, but I think what sounds you like change.
Within the book that my doctor had recommended to me was a self-test. This test has a series of 23 questions with simple true or false answers. You simply go through the questions and decide whether or not you agree or disagree, and at the end of the quiz, you are able to decide if you fit into the category of being highly sensitive.
I seem to be aware of the subtleties in my environment. So I would say that's true, I think, probably.
Yes, I'm aware of some subtleties. Yes, okay.
Other people's moods
affect me. True.
definitely. I think when people are really anxious, I share that with them, and then it makes me anxious and overwhelmed. So I would say that's true.
Other people's moods, definitely.
I tend to be very sensitive to pain. No.
I'm very sensitive to pain.
I tend to be very sensitive to pain. Yeah, that's true. I'm sensitive.
I'm pretty, I don't know what the word is, but stuff like waxing or like tweezing, I'm not sensitive to that at all.
I find myself needing to withdraw during busy days into bed in a darkened room. Really from true. Okay.
Yes, that is true. As an introvert, that's every single day. I need that for at least half an hour before I do anything else. People overwhelm me. Like situations where there's a lot of people, a lot of social interactions, I just get tired if I'm there too long. So this question is like the most relatable thing I've ever read. I'm particularly sensitive to
the effects of caffeine. False.
True. I am easily overwhelmed by things like bright lights, strong smells, coarse fabrics, or sirens close by.
Yeah, false.
False.
No, not at all. I actually like things that are kind of like senses that are overwhelming. Like I like feeling coarse fabrics and smelling strong smells and things like that. No. But this is gonna sound stupid, but like the fact, like life, like it reminds me that like there are things going on around me, you know, like sirens like remind me that there are people like in need, or like coarse fabrics is like someone was like making this for me, or like just in general, you know, it's like life is there.
I'm deeply moved by the arts or music. Yes.
I'm deeply moved by the arts or music.
I am deeply moved by the arts or music, considering that's kind of my life. Yes.
I'm very conscientious. That's true.
I get rattled when I have a lot to do in a short amount of time. That's like my definition. That's like me and you.
I get rattled. I definitely get rattled when I have a lot to do.
I startle easily.
Do I startle easily? Sometimes. It depends.
Yes, that is my life. Any kind of work environment where I'm super concentrated, someone walks by and even says hi or something, and I just freak out. It's kind of part of my personality, and it's like a punchline to every joke.
I'm annoyed when people try to get me to do many things
At once. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Every morning, every Sunday morning, I wake up and it's just, I get grilled to do everything, and I never can, right? Because it's too many things. But anyways, I get rattled when I have a lot to do in a short amount of time. Sometimes I try to make sure that doesn't happen. I try hard to avoid making mistakes.
Or forgetting things. True?
False. I suck at doing this, so no.
Yeah, I try. Everybody tries. Make a point to avoid violent movies.
False.
I actually like them, so false.
Being very hungry creates a strong reaction in me, disrupting my concentration or mood. False.
I would say that is true. I tend to get more grumpy and just slow, and it's all I can think about. So, yes, true.
Changes in my life shake me up. Yes, true.
Like as much as anybody.
Don't they shake everybody up though? Isn't that the point of a change?
I notice and enjoy delicate or fine scents, taste, sounds, and works of art. No.
Yeah. I do.
I make it a high priority to arrange my life to avoid upsetting or overwhelming situations. Yes, very much so.
When I must compete or be observed while performing a task, I become so nervous or shaky.
It'd be worse than I would otherwise. Very true.
I get nervous when I compete. I'm not competitive. I'm very sensitive to competition. But I don't care about being observed.
Very true. I find that's why I don't like competitions, is because, it's literally people watching you as you compete with someone else. And I just do so badly, or if I'm being graded on something where people are watching me, it just never goes well. So, yes, I get really nervous, really shaky, not a good time.
When I was a child, my parents and teachers seemed to see me as sensitive or shy. I don't know. Maybe. Half and half?
When I was a child, my parents and teachers seemed to see me.
I make it a high priority to arrange my life to avoid upsetting or overwhelming situations. I should, but the way that my life works lately, I don't, and then it backfires and it never works in my favor. So, false, but it should be true.
We haven't spoke since you went away. Comfortable silence is so overrated.